Hello my dear YouTuber friends, and I do hope you're all keeping well. Welcome to this new video. In this video I'm going to showcase my budget's pretty new PC that I got recently. I'll link the original video of that down below in the description. I'm going to showcase its performance in various games and sims. So, simulators, not really a game, this is it. Simulators like Microsoft Flight Sim, as you can see here. Games. Well, a new game, Starwars Outlaws. Let me show you the performance in that. And the performance in an older game, Hogwarts Legacy. It's a lot of people's favourites. And it was difficult to run at good graphical fidelity when it first came out. So I'll be showing you the performance of my new PC with that game. Then I'll come back to Microsoft Flight Sim and detail the performance here and tell you why I'm not only pleased with my purchase, but I'm actually quite surprised with its performance. Okay, let's not dilly-dally. Let's get on with this video. Okay, so there's my PC up and running. I just quickly want to show you how it looks because I'm quite impressed with this little unit. I've showed this in my original video I did of this, but I'll quickly tell you what I've got again. It's a 4060 GPU, 32GB of RAM, which is 3200 megahertz, and an AMD Ryzen 5 5500 processor, and it all actually works nicely together. You can see a sort of a RGB show going on there. I did opt for the RGB RAM as well. Can you see the different colours going up on the RAM? I like that part. You know, RGBs are RGBs. You either like them or don't. I quite like them. I usually have it tucked up against the wall. It's quite a compact unit. It's about a third less size than my other PC that I was using before this. So it's quite compact. Difficult to tell on camera. But I hope you can see that it's quite small and compact, which is nice. One of the things I like about this particular PC, you got a door here, it's tempered glass. You just pull this little cord to open the door. You can get into the innards of the PC. I put a couple of M2 drives. You can see one just above the graphics card there, and one below it. But it was ready to go, basically. Go and look at my original video I did of that after this video. And it gave you all the boxes. I just plugged it in this PC, installed Windows, then installed my M2 drives. So it comes with an SSD with Windows backend on it. You just install Windows 11. Bought a cheap Windows CD key for about £5. And away I went. Look at that. So there you go, that's just a quick overview of how the PC looks. Let me show you how it performs in games. Okay, so let's begin with one of the newer games on the market, Starwars Outlaws. A game that can bring consoles and PCs to their knees. I've got MSI Afterburner, which is generally the better third-party sort of frame rate counter running. You can see the frame rates in the top left there. What are we, 71? Which is not bad. The game looks great. But if I go to options, settings, this can pause a second while it goes into the graphics settings. There we go. It's gone in. Go to graphics. Look, I've got it on ultra preset. If I go to advanced graphics, as you can see, many of these are high, some are ultra. I've just set it to the ultra preset to show you. Ray tracing all on high there. The only thing I don't have on in ray tracing, so there you go, mainly, it's on the ultra preset anyway. It is 1080p. Running it on a 1080p monitor. If I was using a 1440p monitor, I'd have to put a few of these down to low. Only thing I don't have on, this is what brings PC to the knees. It's that RTX direct lighting. I will show you that. But as you can see, I've got, let's just see, where is it? It's Not always easy to find some of these options. Is it on the video? I've got frame generation on, basically. And an NVIDIA DLSS. It's a saviour of these 40 series graphics cards. There you go. Let's just run around though. The game looks fantastic, I've got to say. It's not the best game in the world. I'm past this part. I'm just showing this part because it's got quite a lot of nice internal features. But I'm actually on a space station. I've been playing for about 7 hours. I'm enjoying it. I'm just... it can be absolutely frustrating, the game. The stealth mechanics and goodness knows what. It's very Star Warsy, which I like. But look, frame rates. Running through busy areas. Still over 60 frames. If I put generally... Let me just show you. I generally just play it on high. Ultra and high, there's not a massive difference. Graphics, let's just go to ultra high preset. I can bump up a few more frames that way. There you go, over 80, 90. That's in high now. And it still looks great, doesn't it? Let's go here. You can see some of the ray trace reflections. Not brilliant. RTX lighting does improve things. There you go, 86. I'll get out on my speeder bike in a moment. It can drop out in the wild. But let me just show you. This is what's bringing even 4090s in native settings without frame gen to their knees is this. Where was it? DirectX lighting. You really want it at least on medium if you're going to use it. Let's keep that, but let's show you how it affects us. Actually, I don't want motion blur on. Let me just turn that down. There we go. Don't like motion blur. Resume. So that's RTX lighting. Look, I'm under 60 frames, about 50 frames now. Now, it does improve lighting in certain areas. It's not a massive improvement. So certain lighting around it will improve. Put it on high or ultra if you've got the graphics card. This is still with frame gen, but with the RTX direct lighting on, or whatever it's called. Yeah, it can make things move. Well, let's just turn it off. Let's just see what difference it makes. I don't think it makes a massive difference on my system. Again, you probably want high or ultra to see the true settings, which really I'm down to about 30 frames then. I'm down to PS5 performance doing that. Turn it off, look. Back up to 70. Busy area. Does it make a massive difference? From a visual viewpoint, unless you're looking straight up, unless you're really wanting to get the finest lighting details, I'll keep that setting off. It doesn't really make a massive difference to me. As you can see, I'm running through, hitting mainly 70, 80. Get outside now. Now, out in the wilds, it can slow down, I've noticed. Oh, let's just go this way, continue going down, still over, well, still getting 80 odd frames there. It's not bad, is it? With all the effects on, all the effects high, in this case now. Get my speeder. There it is. I just called it to me. Where's it going? Yeah, a few bugs in this game. But let's get outside, out of the city. Oh, if I can steer properly. There we go. There you go, you can see the frames drop. It's still staying over 60, which is nice. Ideally, you want to be playing at least 60 frames. And I'm getting that. And, you know, there you go. I'm dipping just below there because there's a lot more rendering in. But still, around that 60 frame, feels smooth. I mean, that's the thing, and it's very playable like this.
We can lose it. Just need to make enough to survive. The land score's so big.
So there we go, let's get back to the city. Like I said, I'm past this part, so I don't want to replay what I've already done on a space station. In fact, let me show you the space station part. Okay, so a different part. This is the part I'm on currently, the space station. So I'm in space, in an Imperial space station, which is quite nice, so you get to fight stormtroopers and that type of thing. Settings back up to ultra settings again. Just show you quickly, just always pauses when I hit settings there. Ultra, there you go. And all the relative settings will be bumped up there. that's just to show you the kind of performance you can get from this particular PC. It's quite nice, isn't it? Over 100 frames. I'll get into some combats, in fact. Let me just... I don't need to crawl here. I'll go down here. Now, if you get into combat, you've got to sneak around this space station and not alert the guards, because they'll sound the alarms, so... I'm going to fail this mission on purpose, just to show you, though. There you go. Takedown move there. And we can open up this. Take down this guy as well, hopefully. There we go. Yeah. So you get the idea. But you can see the frames there. Without recording, I'll be over 100 quite easily in ultra settings. Let's watch this part. I quite like this. Watch this. Some nice details in this game. It's just frustrating game mechanics. Let's blow stuff up. There we go. And they're going to alert the guards now. Oh, are they? I wonder. Can I get away with this? Can I get away with it? No, they're going to alert. They're going to sound the alarm. I'll just show you. Yep. So even in heavy combat situations, over 90 frames. Station lockdown, I failed that mission, so it'll reload. Anyway, people, you get the idea. Let's move on to the next game. And okay, on to Hogwarts Legacy. It's an older game, but it's a game that caused people trouble when it was first released. There's been a few patches. Now, as you can see, typically hovering around that 80 frames per second mark. It can lower down as you load into new areas. That's just the nature of the game. Full ray tracing, as I'm going to show you in a moment. Ultra graphics as well. And look at the frame rate. Look at the fidelity. I've not seen Hogwarts look this good before, and it's just great to see. Great to see my system can now run it with such high frames as well. As we're dancing to the music. Let's just show you the settings. So we go to settings. I'm recording this with OBS. I was having trouble with GeForce Experience, so I hope the quality is okay. It won't allow full screen native. You've either got window full screen or windowed. Probably why I'm having trouble with OBS for some reason. I'll figure that out later. NVIDIA DLSS, of course, and quality. Frame gen on. With games like this, you might as well turn DLSS on, and it doesn't seem to detract from the game itself. Motion blur off. All the good stuff on. Depth of field. Let's get to this part. Look. Ultra settings across the board. Okay, some of these are turned down, but that's okay. I'll keep it that way. Ray trace. Look. On high. Who would have known it from a 4060? Look at the results. Look at the ray tracing you get there. Looks absolutely fantastic now. It's a good way to witness. I was going to say, witness is not to run Hogwarts Legacy. Great way. When I'm outside on the broom, I can get pretty high frames as well. Actually, a bit higher in the open world, because it doesn't have quite as much ray tracing like this going on. But that over 100 frames, that's just incredible performance, I've got to say. This is 1080p.
What survives the reign of this headmaster?
Who said that?
We should have a moon calf in charge.
And you've got all the different paintings. Let's just give you a little bit of a tour. I'm sure a lot of you know Hogwarts, but it's nice to see it at this fidelity, isn't it? See if we can find some moving paintings in goodness knows what. Where are all the paintings when you need them? Maybe up here. Well, some of them move, some of them don't. Are you going to move? Just take time for... There you go. She's listening to the music, I think. Anybody else? Yep, there you go. So I just love that, going around looking at all the paintings and goodness knows what. Seeing which ones move and which one don't. Oh, he looks a bit bored, doesn't he? There you go. There's some great Easter eggs in this game. There you go, the people. Ultra quality. often over 100 frames, but anywhere between 90, 80 and 90. Okay, it dips down now and again as you load in new areas. It's just the sort of artifact of the game outside there. No problem when you're flying around a new broom. Like I said, I can typically get higher frames. It feels smooth, which is the main thing. Let's pop in here. There you go, different area. Very grand, isn't it? And again, that ray tracing comes into play. All these stairs. Look at it. Over 100, 108 it hit there. Outstanding. There you go. That's Hogwarts Legacy. Hopefully OBS, my recording, is doing this justice. Oh, what's that little guy doing? Love these oh, what's he doing? Love these paintings. Okay, let's move on to the main event. The main event, Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. And so, saving the best for last, Microsoft Flight Sim with high graphical settings and live weather as well over London. Doesn't look the best day there, but it's pretty much what I've got in my area as well, as I'm not too far from it. As you can see that I roughly hover, I'm recording at the moment, keep that in mind, but I typically hover around the 80 to 90 frames per second in one of the busiest areas in terms of buildings and goodness knows what in the sim currently. You can't beat that, can you? This is the reason I wanted this PC upgrade. I wanted to push the most out of Flight Sim 2020. My 1060 old system just wasn't giving me the performance I needed any longer. So this is one of the reasons. And for Flight Sim 2024, which is just around the corner, I can expect similar performance from that depending on what settings I'll be putting on that. And maybe even a bit of ray tracing in there as well. But I can well expect similar settings in that new sim as well. And I couldn't be happier with the performance. Not just in Flight Sim. Let me just show you the settings. I have shown this in other videos, but I'll do it again. Full screen, TAA, frame gen on, of course. I could go the super resolution DLSS to give me a few more frames, but I don't like the look of the dials when I do that. So keep it on TAA. DirectX 12 high across the board. I've even bumped this up a little bit too. And I've just turned motion blur off. So there you go. Those are the settings. And that's the performance. Over 90 frames now. So between 80 and 90 frames in downtown London area. One of the most performance demanding areas in the sim. I couldn't be happier. It's great to test out new games. I'm enjoying Outlaws at the moment, playing through that. I'm actually enjoying that game. I don't play games much these days, but that one I fancied and I'm actually enjoying it. And I'm able to get away with it on this PC to push high and even ultra settings. Yes, 1080p at 1440p I might be more medium to high settings. As long as it still looks good, I'm fine with that. One more other thing I'll mention, I'll link the VR Pimax Crystal Light review I did down below. I did some Flight Sim testing in that. It does perform well in VR. Flight Sim is a very demanding VR title, probably the most demanding VR title I've ever tried. I can get away with medium settings. Downtown London I'll probably struggle in VR on my current system, but elsewhere medium settings no problem. Every other VR title, I will be doing more VR videos for that Pimax Crystal Light headset because it is impressive even on this system. Any other game I'm pushing high settings and I'm getting very smooth VR performance. So it will even get away. Remember, Pimax Crystal Light is a high-end VR headset, high-end resolution. If you've got one of the lower resolutions, shall we say, VR headsets, you're not going to have much trouble with this 4060 computer system with a similar build to what I've got. think I'm going to leave it there. If you're after a PC that doesn't break a bank, then maybe look into this system. I'll link the audit website down below if you're in the UK. If you're from elsewhere, just search for a similar PC specification system and you'll be golden. Do let me know your thoughts on this video. Give it a like if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe for more. And I'll see you soon.